Welcome back to Chapter 5 Breaking Limits Belief Rewiring Mind for Your Success. Every human beings operate within a mental framework of belief. Ideas they hold about themselves, others, and the world around them. These beliefs are not necessarily facts, yet they dictate our behavior, decisions, and the perceptions of what is possible. Limiting beliefs are the silent saboteurs of success. The deeply ingrained thought that whisper, I am not good enough, I will never succeed, or this is just how I am. The shape are boundaries of our potential, determining whether we chase dreams or shrink away from them, whether we take risk or stay trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. What makes limiting beliefs so powerful is that they operate subconsciously. You may not even be aware of the hidden mental scripts guiding your action. Many of these beliefs are inherited, passed down from parents, teachers, culture, and past experiences. A child repeatedly told they are not smart will carry that belief into adulthood, often avoiding opportunities that require intelligence even when they are fully capable. A person who once failed in business may develop the belief that success is for others people, leading them to suffocate future attempt. Beliefs are self-fulfilling to confirm what is already believed to be true. This is why breaking limit belief is not just important, but essential for personal identifying your limits belief, the invisible chain. Before you can break free from limiting beliefs, you must first identify them. Most people live their entire life unaware of the mental restriction that they have imposed on themselves. The first step is to recognize the recurring pattern in your thoughts, behavior, and emotional reactions. What excuses do you constantly make? What fear stops you from taking action? Where in life do you feel stuck despite wanting more? A powerful exercise is to complete the sentence, I would achieve if only I want limitations. For example, I would start my own business if only I want bad with money. I would be in the best shape if I had more discipline. I would find love if I were more attractive. The phrase that follows, if only, is often a deeply rooted limiting belief. These statements reveal where your mind has placed restriction on your potential. But there is truth. These beliefs are not absolute facts. They are interpretations. The mind seeks evidence to confirm them, but just as easily, it can be trained to be challenged and replace them. The origin of limiting belief, where do they come from? Every belief you hold was formed at some point in your life. Some were created by personal experience. Perhaps you were once humiliated for speaking in public and now you believe that you are a bad communicator. Other was absorbed from authority figures. Parents who struggled financially might have taught you that money is the root of all evil, creating subconscious resistance to wealth. School, religions, media, and even cultural narrative reinforce ideas that shapes what we think is possible. The human brain is wired for the pattern recognitions. When a particular thought or experience repeats enough time, the brain encodes it is a truth. If you were repeatedly told as a child that you are too sensitive, you may have internalized that as a flaw rather than a strength. If you were constantly compared to others that told you were not enough, your mind may still be operating under the false belief today, even if reality contradicts it. Breaking free from limiting belief requires examine their origins. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Who told me this? Is it based on absolute truth or just someone else's perspective? Often you will realize that many of your self-imposed limitations were never truly to begin with. They were borrowed from other people's fear, opinion, and experience. Rewiring the mind, how to replace limiting belief with empowering ones. Once you identify a limiting belief, you must actively challenge and replace it. The brain doesn't simply let go of old belief. It needed new, stronger belief to override them. This process requires deliberate and repeated mental reconditioning. Number 1. Gather counter evidence. The mind holds on to belief because it thinks they are true. But to break this, you must present new, undeniable evidence that contradict the belief. For example, if you believe I am terrible at socializing, make a list of times you successfully engaged in conversations, connected with people, or received positive feedback. Even small moments count. Your brain needs proof that the old belief is flawed. 2. Reframe and rewire. Once you recognize that a belief is based on old programming, you must rewrite the script. Instead of saying I'm bad with money, reframe it as I'm learning to master my finance. Instead of I always fail, shift it to every setback teaches me everything valuable, something valuable. Words shape perception. Choose words that empower rather than limit. 3. Use mental visualizations. Visualization is a powerful tool for reprogramming belief. If your mind has spent years imagining failure, rejection, or incompetence, you must actively replace those mental images. Close your eyes and picture yourself succeeding in areas you previously doubted. See yourself confident, skilled, and capable. Your brain will begin to accept this new reality as a familiar. 4. Take small, consistent action. Beliefs are not just mental constructs. They influence behavior. To solidify a new belief, take small action that reinforce it. If you believe I'm becoming confident, start by making eye contact with strangers, speaking up in meetings, or engaging in a social interactions. Action proves belief. Each time you act in alignment with a new belief, your mind rewires itself to accept it as a truth. 5. Surround yourself with expansive thinkers. The people around you influence your beliefs. If you spend time with those who constantly complain, doubt themselves, and reinforce negative thinking, the mindset will affect yours. Speak out. Individuals who challenge limitations, embrace and embody the belief you want to adopt, their mindset will become contagious, destroying the fear of change, the final barrier. One of the biggest obstacles in breaking limiting belief is fear of change. Even if a belief is harmful, it provides a sense of familiarity. The mind clings to the known, even if the known is painful, because it fears uncertainty. This is why people stay in toxic relationships, unfulfilling jobs, or self-sabotaging behavior. The comfort of the familiar often outweighs the promise of something better. But here is the truth. Staying trapped in limiting belief is far more painful in the long run than stepping into uncertainty. Growth requires discomfort. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly by staying in its cocoon. It must undergo transformation, shedding its old form to emerge into something new. Likewise, you must be willing to let go of the familiar even if it feels unsettling at first. The moment you break a limiting belief, you gain freedom. You are no longer bound by invisible mental chain. You begin to see possibility instead of roadblocks, opportunity instead of dead end. The world expands and you realize that success, confidence and fulfillment were never out of reach. You just need to clear the fog to self-doubt to see clearly. Breaking limit belief is not just about thinking differently. It's about reclaiming your power. The mind is greatest ally or greatest enemy. It depends on how you train it. When you effectively change, reframe and replace beliefs that no longer serve you, you unlock a level of personal freedom that few ever experience. For today, it is enough, and we will come. Our chapter 5 is now complete, and we will meet in the next chapter 6. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for listening. Keep listening, keep growing. Thank you.